Hi everyone, this is Sandy from Part of the Fashion Girls. It's nice to see you again. I haven't been on for a while. Life kind of gets in the way. Stacey and I took a little break. So we want to try and do some more videos for the summer. As you know, the channel is just Sandra Myers, and but we are called the Fashion Girls. We are kind of a lifestyle channel for all you people that are new to us. We do a little bit of everything. We started out doing subscription boxes, clothing subscription boxes, to everything in between. We some of our we do travel videos, so we're kind of doing a little bit of everything. So today I'm going to touch base with everybody. The new thing, everybody is knitting and crocheting these days, and especially crocheting. Okay, the big thing now are granny squares. And this is one granny square that I have made, and I'll show you more when I turn the camera around. But there's a new yarn that came out, and actually, when I come back on, I'll show you the yarn. It is a granny square all-in-one yarn. Okay, now, anybody that has done granny squares that is a crocheter know that every time you want to change the color, you got to clip the end for the first row. You do the second row, clip the end. Third row, clip the end. And however many rows that you're doing for a granny square. Well, unfortunately, then those ends have to be woven in. So that can be a little time consuming. So Red Heart with Yarn Inspirations is the name of their website, by the way. Red Heart site. It's yarnspirations.com, and I'll try and put that link down below. So that's where they will have, they have tons of patterns, tons of information. Even if you're a beginner, advanced, intermediate, advanced, whatever, there is a wealth of information in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do with you today is I'm going to kind of review the granny square, this new granny square quote type of yarn. Okay, so if you just hang with me, I will actually get everything together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back again. So now, here's what we can do. Okay, what you need to start is you want to have a tape measure on hand, and I will explain to you why you need a tape measure. You need something to cut with. I got these cute little cutters. You can get them from Amazon or wherever. And you also need, I believe it's a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And this is the kind of crochet hooks that I like to use, with that nice cushiony end on. Okay. And then you want the main attraction, which is the yarn. So I'm going to just push this up a little bit so that you can see. Okay, so here's the yarn. Now, as you can see on here, it has the girls, that's a pattern of a vest, but that's not what we're making. I'm going to show you what we're going to make. Okay, so it is, the name of the yarn, and we'll put it right here, is Red Heart Granny All-in-One Square. Granny Square All-in-One. No color switching, keep on stitching. Okay, and it does tell you right here, you need 5.5 millimeter or US I9. Okay, so you try, in order to keep your gauge of the of your item. You should use the suggested needle, crochet hook, to whatever yarn you're using. That's the best thing to do. Now, I belong to a group called the Yarnies, which is at my local library, and they're a wealth of information. And I know when you're making sweaters and things, check on the back the gauge of what you need. So, for instance, they'll tell you so many stitches per inch. Okay, this one does not, because you're making granny squares. This one just tells you, let me switch it around. Somewhere on here it does tell you. Okay, right here. It tells you it's a 4-ply yarn. It's the needle size of your crocheting, knitting, and this tells you the size of what the square should be instead of the stitches per inch. It's saying 6 by 6. And it's telling you you'll get 14 granny squares from this skein of yarn. Now, FYI, if you're making a sweater or anything like that, and it calls for a certain amount of, yards per sweater, the yards per sweater would be down here. I don't go by ounces because it just depends on the yarn itself, the brand, or if you're switching out different ones than what the pattern says. Okay, so 417 yards is in this skein. Now, obviously, I've used this skein because I started the granny squares. Okay, so now here's the thing. This is why I'm going to tell you, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend trying this yarn. And you will see why. Okay, so first of all, you can also print out what you want to do as a pattern. So I picked out, it's the purse, okay? And I printed it out. It's in Moody Cherry, and it's from Yarn Inspirations, all right? And back on the back, it has a grid. You can follow it, but it's a nice guide. But these are the actual directions down here. Now, if you're used to doing granny squares, I would suggest go by the pattern. You need to literally go by the pattern they give you for this yarn. Because if you don't, the colors are not going to switch over each round the way they're supposed to. Because there's an issue already with trying to switch them out. Okay? So, in that respect, we are, just let me put my phone on silent here a second. Okay. So in that respect, you need to follow the pattern to this new granny square all-in-one yarn. It's not really new. It's been out probably a year already. Okay, so we're going to follow this pattern. Now, this is what the granny square looks like when it's done. And I will put it over farther for you. This is what the granny square looks like when it's done. So you're starting with this color. It'll switch to the darker blue, to like a medium blue. This one's almost, I call it like an ocean blue. And this is a white. Now, so far I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares done already. Okay? And when we're all done, then I will go continue through the video, and we'll have a separate video where I'll start putting the purse together. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. We're going to make this purse, but I'm going to show you the difficulty that can happen with making the square. Okay, so I'm going to put the instructions here. Now, I'm not sure, I didn't take that off, The pattern does not say to do this, but apparently, possibly inside it might say, just follow my video and I'm going to show you. Okay, so what you need to do is, you need to take your tape measure, measure out up to 4 inches of the first. Now this is your first color. It was snipped where the color is beginning. So this is measure to here, which is 4 stitches. Okay, make your magic loop or your slip knot, which is what I make. Put it where the 4 is and see where we're at. We're not 4 inches, so we have to go up a little bit more. Now this is the first color, and this is the color you'll see. If you get a skein of yarn, Lord, I can't get this. My hands are so dry. It's summertime and with air conditioners and heat and okay. So when you get the yarn, if there's a little bit of white and then this color, snip it off to where this color starts. All right, so let's see now where we're at. Now we're at 1. We're at the 4. We're at your 4 inches right there. Okay, so that's where we're going to start. All right, so we're going to start the pattern. Now, just keeping an eye on our time here. Okay, so with color 1, which is this lovely teal color, okay, we want to chain 4. We chained 4. Okay, I think I have to bring this over just a tad. Okay, so we chained 4. We're going to join it into a slip stitch. And that forms your ring. First round, you want to chain 6. So this is basically going to be for the first corner, it's basically going to be your first chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet, and then you have your chain 3 for the corner. Okay, so then we're going to see, chain 6. Okay, I always have to double check this. So now we're going to do 3 double crochet, 1. Let's make sure it's in the circle first of all. Are we in the circle? No, we're not. Okay. Let's take this out. Let's get our middle of our circle here. Now we're going to do our chain 3 in the circle. Okay. We're going to do our 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So we did our 3 double crochets and we're doing a chain 3. Let's see, chain 6. Okay, which we did 3 double crochet and chain 3, and you do it, we're going to do it 3 times in the ring. Okay, so now we're going to do another chain 3. Now I'm going to give you a heads up. Tension is going to be the key of getting the colors to work out right. And we're going to do our other chain 3. Because whoever had done this did it according to their tension. And everybody does not crochet with the same tension. Some crochets a little bit tighter, some crochets medium, some crochet looser. I'm kind of like in between. Okay, so that's my 3. Now let me see. 1, 2. One corner, 2 corner, 3 corners. Let's see here. Do I have to do 2 double crochet? I always have to think doing this. I think I have to do it one more time. And we're doing 3. Now we're getting close to the where the color changes. Okay, so that's 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners, and this is going to be your 4 corners. Okay. So, we're doing 1, 2, and I'm just double checking here. Okay, so that's 3, and that you want to do 2. And we're doing 3. Now, that color already started. Now, we don't want that to happen because you need to have the regular, you need to have that color. So, which means I need to go a little bit tighter. Now, that's something because usually the first round works out for me. So let's try it again and we'll just tighten things up a little bit. So we're back to 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. So we're back to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm taking it up a little bit more as far as my tension. Okay. So, now we're going to do as it says, the 3 double crochet. That's 1. I'm going to do it a little bit tighter. Tighten up my tension. 2. And 3. Okay. And we're going to do a chain 3. So they said do it 3 times. Okay. So now we're going to do another chain 3. We're going to tighten it up a little bit. I'm sorry if the table is a little shaky. It's my arm with the camera on that's shaking. So I just won't lean on it too much. Okay. So that's, and we're doing our chain 3. Now we're going to do another one of 3. And now I tightened up the tension a little bit on here to see where we come out at. And we're doing 1, 2, 3. Okay. So how many corners do we have? We need one more flower, so we need 3 in here. Or actually, we're doing 2 double crochet at the end. We're doing the 2 double crochet, not 3, 2. Because remember, this counts as 1, and we're going to slip stitch. So let's count. We got 1, 2, 3. And how many we have up here? 1, 2, 3. So in your third chain, we're going to slip stitch. So, see what I'm saying? Now we have all of that. So we did it too tight. Yeah, can be a little frustrating. Now we had all of our corners, but it's not going to change in the right direction. Now let's see if it tells you on the next one to slip stitch in the chain 3 space. Even if we slip stitch in there, we're still going to have too much to start the next row with the color. So again, we're going to have to rip it back out because I was too tight. So let's try doing a little bit looser so that we can get to that mark. Oops. Okay. And then we're going to do our chain 3. And then we're going to, we are so far away. We are just so far away from that color. This is what I'm saying on how frustrating, literally, this can be. Because we're already, it's 3, and then let's do our 2 double crochets and let's see where it leaves us. Okay, 1, 2. It might work out. Okay, and then you got your 1, 2, 3. You want to slip stitch into that one. Oops. Oh, I get good days and bad days in crocheting. Okay, we slip stitch in that one and it leaves a little bit of that left. Okay, so we'll see how that little bit works out when we go to start. Really, it should be in there, but we'll check it out. So let me pause and okay, so I'm back again. Now, I had to take it apart and start from scratch. Now here's what you want. You want the next color, which is this blue, to start when you do your single crochet in that corner. Okay, so we're just going to continue on in the pattern and see how this works out. We slip stitch into the chain 3. Now we're going to do our chain 6. Okay. Now we're going to do our 3 double crochet. Oh Lord. Let's try this again. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Because don't forget that part of the chain 6, 1 is a double crochet and then the other 3 are for your corner. Okay, so now we're just going to chain 1 and we're going to do your corners. You're going to do your 3 double crochet in here. It's 1. Let me pull this. No! Excuse me! My yarn just fell on the floor. Ah. Okay. Well, We lost the end of the yarn on the floor. That's fine. Okay. You know, things happen when you're doing videos. Especially when my daughter and I do them. Funny things happen. Okay, so you're doing your 3. You're doing chain 3 in your to make your corner, and you're doing 3 more double crochet. Now I'm doing it looser. That's what I kind of had to do when I started out for the first color. So let's try it this way. So we're doing the 1. We're going in the corner. We're doing our other corner, which is the 3 double crochet again. And chain in 3. And then we're doing 3 again in the corner. Now I'm pulling out, let's see here. Oh, we got a little knot in here. Oh Lord, okay. We got more than a little knot. This is what you have to watch out for when you start getting into the skein. Are these little tangly knots, and you gotta be careful. There we go. Okay, so now let's continue on. Now we did our 3, so we're doing 1. We're doing another 3. Now I'm doing this loose, so might work out on this one. Three. 1, 2, 3. Now let me see where the next color starts. The next color doesn't start till there. Wow. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's do our 3 in here. 2, 3, and 1. Then we're going to do our 2. That's 1. We're going to do the second one. Okay. Now right there is the end. So we're probably gonna wind up right here's the end before the next color starts. So let's see if we do 1, 2, we'll do our single crochet. Oops, 1, 2, 3. Do our single crochet in there to finish that corner. And if we go in then and we do our slip stitch to start the next color, we're not at the next color. The next color is right there. Okay, so that's not too bad that we can't correct to get to that next color. So maybe if we go back just a tad, say here, and do a little bit looser. Now these are really loose, so you know my tension is really loose. That's a big corner. Oops, wait, yes, that's a big corner, you know, as far as hole, you know, hole wise. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're 1. And now we're going to do our 2. And our color is right there. So, I mean, I can't do this any looser. 1, 2, 3. Let's go up in here. We're doing our slip stitch in here, which is a pretty big slip stitch. We slip stitch in here for the next one, and we still have that much to go. So again, you know, I just don't know what to say. Like, it's, you know, to start the next color. I mean, if you go in and start the next color, it's like, I mean, there's just not any looser that you could really go. You know, if you start your 6, it's not going to start the right color. That's going to be a different color. See, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, I'll just rip out the last 3 and do them looser yet. I just don't know. That's what's frustrating about this yarn. So we'll do, again, we'll do our 3 in the corner. I'll try and use as much yarn as I can to make up the difference. And it wouldn't even matter at the beginning if you cut more of that off or start farther in, because then, you know, you would have to just kind of figure it out for yourself and your tension. But for me, I could have a granny square done in the time that I just got done kind of fiddling around with this. I love the color combinations that they have out. But man, oh man, oh man. Okay, see, now I'm too loose. I'm already into the color. So, let's just take the last one out. Tighten it up just a tad. Do your 1. Come over here, do your 2. Do your 1, 2, 3. Do your slip stitch. Okay. Do your slip stitch in here. And you're not even to there. You need to get to there. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Like, we'll just tighten up these 3 a little more. Or loosen them up a little more, I guess. I don't know. So, I love the concept. Please, like, your inspirations. I do. I really do, Red Heart. But it is highly, this, you're crocheting to relax. And for me, this is just not like, it's frustrating. So, and I have all that left. So I don't know how to, let me see. Let's move that over. Your 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do your slip stitch in here. And you still have some of that color left. Okay. One last time. You will get to a part in the skein where it will do this to you. It doesn't matter what color it is. You will get to a color that it will be so frustrating it will do this to you. So, I'm not saying don't try the yarn, because you know, I would never say that. You have to try it for yourself. I'm just showing you the trouble that I have with it to get it to match up to the next color. So that's your 2. I have all that to go there yet. And that was the 2. So I'm still going to end up with this. So I don't know. You know, it's just 1, 2, 3. I do the big one, go in, do the next one, do that one big, and I'm still left with that much. You want the new color to be in here. So let's try the last one looser yet, and maybe we can get to that color, I hope. Okay, we did our 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oops, we're doing a slip stitch. And we're going to do another slip stitch in here, which will do a big one, and we have just that little bit left. So no matter how loose I do this, you know, maybe if I would have done it a little bit looser here, you're still going to end up with, I have that much left. So now, let's see, 1, 2, and that's when the color starts. So let me try the last one looser, and I swear I am done with this color, this particular color, because there is just not any looser that you could really do this for it to look great. I mean, that is really loose. And then you're doing your 3, which is 1, 2, 3. And we're doing the slip stitch. We'll do a big slip stitch. We'll do a big slip stitch in here. And we only have that little bit left. So we're just going to deal with that little bit, because there is just no way that you're going to get that to match up perfectly for that one. So it's not too bad. It's only that little bit. So if we do our 6, we'll do a big one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're only going to have that one to cover. I've done that on some of the other ones, and that's not too bad to do. Okay? So, I got that far. Do you see what I'm talking about? So, you know, I can go ahead and finish the rest of the one, you know, as far as colors. But I don't want to bore you and make this video so long. But you see the kind of problems I'm going through. Like, I think maybe the very first one I've ever done worked out when I opened the skein of yarn. But as time went on, now you'll see it worked out perfectly. Look how tight they were. every granny square is different because when you get farther into the yarn, it's just different. So that's the dilemma. The dilemma of getting to the next round. Okay? So let me finish up with, I will come back on and I'm going to give you my opinion on if you should try the yarn. I'm going to rate it and just talk just a few more seconds about it. Okay, let me take a drink of something and I will be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. I got the blue done. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I probably redid that only about 3 times to go around. Here, as you see, I started to go a little bit looser and then I had to tighten it up around here in order to get that color to work out, to get to the ocean or the turquoise color. Now, I'm not going to go through any more of this. You see the issue with the yarn. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to say is, it runs about $7.99 for a skein. Pick the color of your choice out. You know, on the back of the cover, I believe it has these instructions, but when I post this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, I will put, I think, let me see if it'll let me. I'll put the link to Yarnspirations and what to look for, and it will tell you exactly how to use this yarn in this color, okay, in any color, but how to use this pattern. You can follow my video. I think it would be a lot easier because the pattern can be a little confusing to, again, if you are a beginner and you want to try it, it can be a little confusing. Watch the video and see what I did when I went back and what I have done. Okay, so I don't know what to say about it. It's just that, they have another yarn that came out and it makes a little flower, a round flower in the middle. So I have that one to try also with you guys to see if that's gonna work out. So hang on a second until I switch the camera over. Okay, now I'm back. Oh Lord. Okay, let me just put this up just a tad. All right, my opinion of making the purse, I think the purse is lovely. Okay, there's lots of things you can make with it. Now, other questions that on videos of people that have done this said, if you buy the yarn, you don't like it, can you rip it out and use the yarn for something else? Yes, you can. You can use it for a shawl, a blanket, or anything like that. You can use it as a striping yarn. You don't per se have to use it for the granny square pattern itself. You can use it as a striping yarn, which also looks very pretty. Okay, so the yarn, if you buy it and try it and you don't like it with the granny squares, you have issues like I've been using, buy it as a striping yarn. It also makes lovely things. My opinion, would I buy this yarn again? Unless I can figure out a way to keep the tension where it's at, yes, I would buy it again. But it just seems like I went through all of these. Some of these I had issues with, some of these I didn't. It just depended on what part of the skein I got to. So I guess what I'm trying to say, the colors are not consistent with the rows that you're trying to crochet. Some are, some aren't. You have to adjust your tension too much. I just think I spend more time ripping the stitches back out, starting all over, ripping the stitches out, starting all over, then I'm being productive. That is just my opinion. Would I buy the yarn again? I probably would. We'll see how the flower yarn comes out, and then I can give you a final opinion. But for me, it's, you have to adjust the tension. You know, if you think you're running out of the color, tighten it up a little bit. Tighten your stitches up a little bit. If you think you have tons of color and you're at the end, loosen your stitches. So it goes according to your tension on how you crochet and how you can, I'm telling you, or I'm just showing you how you can adjust it. Okay. Red Heart is my #1 go-to yarn. That's all I use is Red Heart yarn. Yarn Inspirations has a wonderful site for patterns, like I said before. Go on there, check the patterns. There's some things they have in kits that you can buy the whole kit for a certain price, which is a great idea. And most of the things that I made from there, I enjoyed the patterns for me. Some were easy to follow, some weren't. I had to read them a couple times. So, but otherwise, that is my go-to place, is for Red Heart Yarn and yarninspirations.com, which is their website. Okay, so if I would have to rate this out of a 1 to a 5, 5 being the best, I would probably have to rate it at about a 3. Because I do like the concept, I like the yarn, you know, and the directions really weren't that hard to follow. So I probably, that's why I'm rating it as a 3, only because it's not getting the color to match up to the row every time. It's you too much adjusting your tension. So that's all I'm going to say about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on, do the rest of the squares that I need for the purse, and then I will come back on and we'll see how easy it is to follow the directions to put the actual purse together. You could do a tote with it, you could do that purse pattern, whatever. I like the purse because I could take it and go and put groceries in it, or it's summertime. You could put a towel, lotion in it, whatever. Okay? So, you know, it's a nice pattern. That's the one I printed out because I thought it would be the easiest as a beginner pattern to do. Okay. So, next time we will get all of our squares together and we'll put them together. So I thank you today for watching, and please don't forget to click like and subscribe on our channel. We very much appreciate it, and leave me feedback. I always say this to everyone when we go on and make a video. Please leave feedback on the way. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong with the crocheting, or give me a tip. Or if you have used it in your opinion. So leave me feedback because I very much appreciate it. And again, we'll see you again. And I am part of the Fashion Girls. And, you know, soon we'll be doing some videos on fashion, on dresses and things we got. We're going away on vacation in August, which is next month already. And we bought some new clothes and things to go on our vacation, and that'll be a secret until we come on and do the video. Okay, so stay tuned, click on, watch through the whole video, because if you don't watch through the whole video, you won't see what I'm talking about if you're going to skip around. Okay, so try to watch through the whole video, and then that way you'll get a grasp of what I'm saying about the yarn. All right, so thanks very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye now.